2 months to go, almost exactly. You're gonna be. I think she is basically ready. I've been listening to her when she's in Cousin Mimi's office. She's something else. She's got it going, Scott.
Yeah, you can just keep doing that all night. That'll be just fine.
I can just sit back and be soothed the whole evening. It'll be fine. I got no problem with that. We got about a minute or two till 7, so yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 7.
Just before. Okay, if you want one more warm-up, you can probably squeeze it in.
Sure.
Your pick is in there already.
Yeah, thank you.
Otherwise, it'll sound really nasty when we start.
Let's just do, just instrumentally, the O.C. Shalom. That the one is dun 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 dun. D minor, yeah.
Now it's a healer.
Join us in singing in Nigun, a song without words, and then we'll sing the words Shiru Ladonai on page 5. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya 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 la 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 la. Shiru l'Adonai, Shir Chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. 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 Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la. Shabbat shalom, everybody. On this now finishing the first and moving into the second day of the month of Adar, or at least Adar Sheni or Adar Bet, this begins the happiest month that we have in the Jewish calendar. We sang today to all the nursery school classes, Mishenichnas Adar Marbim Besimcha. When Adar, or the month of Adar, comes in, all the joy increases in the world. And remember that tomorrow in particular when you lose an hour of sleep. Which is also a reminder to change your clocks amidst it all. But there's nothing better than going from a first day of Adar into the first Shabbat of the month of Adar, a time when we can all come together, a time when we can relax, a time when we can enjoy each other's company and bask in the glow of the Shabbat candles and all that they represent. So the candles are already lit for what will be probably the last time this for a little while. Next week, services will be actually early enough that we'll be able to light the candles here. But with the time having not yet changed, we've got one more week where we'll bless the already lit candles. So if you'll join us, please, with the candle blessing, page 5, would you please rise? La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvotav V'tzivanu Lehadlik ner V'tzivanu Lehadlik ner V'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. You may be seated for a brief moment as we turn to page 7. With the candles set aglow, we welcome in the Shabbat Queen with the singing of Lecha Dodi. La 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 lecha dodi, ya la la likrat kala, ya la la penei Shabbat nekabela, ya la lecha dodi, ya la likrat kala. Ya la 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 penei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad ishmi'anu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'litila Yalalai Yalalala lecha dodi Yalalala likrat kala Yalalala pnei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat nekabela Yalalala lecha dodi Yalalala likrat kala Yalalala pnei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor haberacha Merosh mikedem Nesucha Sof ma'aseh B'machshava techila Yalalai Yalalai lecha dodi Find your harmony, bring it in Yalalai likrat kala Yalalai pnei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat nekabel Yalalai lecha dodi Please rise and face the door Yalalai likrat kala Yalalai pnei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat nekabela Bo'i v'shalom Ateret bala Gam b'simcha U'tzola Och emunei Am segula Bo'i chala Bo'i chala Yalalai Yalalai lecha dodi Yalalai likrat kala Yalalai pnei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat nekabel Yalalai lecha dodi Yalalai likrat kala Yalalai pnei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat nekabela If I may say, we sound great. We continue with the Shabbat welcomed in, so don't sit so fast. If it's okay, you only have to get right back up quickly, only because we turn next to Baruch Hu, having welcomed Shabbat in through the door, having welcomed the light in our hearts. It's time to focus our hearts toward the Ark and towards Jerusalem, if you will, as we welcome in the evening of prayer with Baruch Hu, page 9.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Together.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Yalalai, lalai, yalalai, lalai, yalalai, lalai, yalalai, yalalai, lalai, yalalai, lalai, yalalai, lalai, yalalai, lalai.
Please be seated. We welcome in, as we do every night, the cycle where night comes in, rolling in like the fog on the San Francisco Bay. Would you join me as we read together in the middle of page 9? With the darkness comes your light. Earth and sky blend into one. The heavens seem closer now. The day's burden's farther somehow. Your presence is almost palpable. You own the darkness. You unlock doors I never thought would open. You decorate the earth. With seasons, you paint the stars in the sky. You design day and night, showing us the light in the darkness and the darkness in the light. Bless you, God, for bringing on the light. Baruch
Atah Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Ha'ravim.
We turn to page 11, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amecha Ahavta Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochveinu U'meinu nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'orech yameinu U'bahen negei yomam v'layla Negei yomam v'layla Ve'avatcha al tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohel amo Yisrael Ohel amo Yisrael Ohel amo Yisrael
We turn inside of our hearts. We listen with our ears. We close our eyes. We let the sounds of our voices carry our words up to the heavens and down to our hearts. We turn to page 13, we focused on God's oneness and God's love, as together we say Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohechem Emet.
We have blessed God for two of the miracles that we receive every day, the coming of day and night in our first blessing, the blessing of Torah and learning in the second, and now we bless God for the third great miracle, the fact that we are able to enjoy those blessings of day and night and of Torah, and to enjoy Torah day and night because we were given the gift of freedom so many thousands of years ago. And we bless the fact that we are still able to enjoy that freedom to this very day. We sing together, Micha Mocha, page 17.
Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai
Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh.
Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot Osefele, Osefele.
Nora tehilot Adonai Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh.
Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? When Moses and the children crossed the sea, they sang to you this song of joy. Who is like you, Adonai?
Pick your side, just sing one.
Mi Ba'ali Adonai Kamocha Nedar B'kodesh Mi Kamocha Ba'ali Adonai
ask God to spread over us the shelter of peace in a day and age where so many of us spend our time arguing, fighting with others, whether it's political, personal, familial, or otherwise. Let us take a cue from the blessing that we say every day. Let God spread over us a shelter of peace, that we might find ways, rather than to come to disagreement, that to come to harmony and unison. The prayer is on page 19.
Oh, no. Yeah. Go ahead, you start. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeitenu uvoenu lechaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim.
The last bold line.
Ufros aleinu Sukkot shlomecha. Ufros aleinu Sukkot shlomecha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim.
The prayers we said so far we would say on any night, but we always add one extra one on Shabbat to thank God not only for the daily miracles, but also for the weekly miracle that is a day of rest of friends and family. And for that we turn to Vishamru, page 21.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asov et HaShabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. איי 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 ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ Revi'i, Shabbat vayinafash. Ay, 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 ay,
Back to the beginning.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat uveyot et haShabbat ledorotam berit
We turn then to page 25 as we begin the dance of individual and community. Prayer is always a delicate dance between the two. We know we can say our prayers anywhere, anytime that we want. And yet, we somehow find power and greatness and solidarity in being able to come and share our prayers together. Nothing quite recognizes this like the way we do the Amidah. We'll begin, as we always do, page 25, singing together the two lines that help us start our prayer, to help us join our voices together. And then we take a moment to offer our own individual thoughts, silently. You can use the words that are here in your Siddur. They begin on page 25 after those two lines and continue all the way to page 39. Or if you have other words that are on your heart and the words of the prayer book don't speak yours tonight, feel free to add those words when you are ready. So if you would, please rise as we begin singing Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. And whenever you've completed your silent prayer, you may feel free to be seated.
Na
Na na na na Adonai. Na 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 Sfatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Yagi. Ufi Yagi Tehillah Te'echa. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sfatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Yagi. Ufi Yagi Tehillah Te'echa. Na 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 Adonai. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Yagi. Ufi Yagi Tehillah Te'echa. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sfatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Yagi. Ufi Yagi Tehillah Te'echa.
Ose shalom roma, Uya se shalom aleinu, Re'al kol Yisrael, Re'al kol Yoshvei Tevel, Re'imru, Imru, Amen. Ose shalom limama, Uya se shalom aleinu, Re'al kol Yisrael, Re'al kol Yoshvei Tevel, Re'imru, Imru, Amen. Hey, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
So, I have an interesting idea for you. I have to tell you, it amazes me always to hear what people think rabbis can and can't do. Okay. On the what rabbis can do front, there are people who honestly do seem to believe that I can control the weather. Last year, at this time, you may recall that we were all actually freaking out because there was a DC city council member who actually put up some kind of a Facebook post accusing the Rothschilds of controlling the weather and their descendants. And yet somehow, the number of times that someone comes up to me and says something to the effect of, "Rabbi, my wedding is this weekend. Could you put in a good word for me upstairs so that we can be sunshine that day?" It staggers me. And on the side of what rabbis can't do, my wife can tell you that there are any number of times that she's been in a cab ride, and the cab driver will somehow, especially in Israel, will talk to her eventually about what's going on. It will come out that she's married to a rabbi. And the driver will turn around, not in Israel, usually in the States, and say something like, "Wait, I didn't realize that rabbis could have marriages." I'll leave your imagination for the rest. And the truth is that there's really only one thing that makes me different as a rabbi, or any rabbi different than any ordinary layperson, and that's that we went to school to do a lot of learning. And even as much as we've done, there are still plenty of lay people who have learned a great deal more than we have, either through life experience or other things. And there's very little in my job, if anything, that a layperson isn't, quote, allowed to do. You don't need a rabbi to lead a service, which begs the question, of course, why am I here? You don't need a rabbi to conduct virtually any life cycle event. You don't need a rabbi even to make a blessing. And it's that last part that I want to focus on a little bit tonight. A couple of years ago, before I came here to Temple Aliyah, I was the rabbi at Heschel Day School in Northridge. In one of my early years, I was asked to lead a team of teachers to come up with a ritual, creating an end-of-the-year ceremony for the 8th graders. Together, we came up with a really simple and elegant idea. Each child in the class would be addressed by one of the faculty members, and that teacher would speak about whatever the child had accomplished and whatever he or she hoped the child would go on to in the future. It was a really brilliant and beautiful idea, if I do say so myself. All we needed for it was a name. So my suggestion was that I thought we should call it the Blessing of the Graduates. After all, the teacher's speeches were going to recognize how the child had been a blessing in the school community, and it would offer their own personal hopes and wishes for what the child would achieve as they went on to high school and years beyond. And if that's not a blessing moment, I don't know what is. Or so I thought. You would not believe the amount of resistance that I got from my fellow faculty members. Blessing? Blessing is what rabbis do. I teach math. I don't do blessings.
I don't even believe in God exactly. How can you ask me to do blessings? People were truly and genuinely scared about the idea that they could potentially offer their students, to whom they regularly offered counsel, advice, guidance, and wishes for their future. But the moment that we changed the word to offering them blessings, they seemed scared. Now for me, I went and I was reading this week's Torah portion, and I found some of the more fascinating pieces. This week we read the very last portion in the book of Exodus. And what happens primarily in that portion is we complete the building of the Mishkan, the holy space in which God was to dwell while people were carried through, while the people carried their divine spirit throughout their journey in the desert. They had been at Mount Sinai. They had heard God's word, but they knew they were going to leave that place, and they needed some way to take the divine experience with them so that they wouldn't have to stay at Mount Sinai to experience God's divine presence in their life. And so, for literally 4 weeks in our Bible reading, first we get 2 weeks of how to build the Mishkan, and then 2 weeks of building the Mishkan. This week we complete the work. And when it's all done, there is this one quaint line. Vayar Moshe et kol hamalacha, and Moses saw all that they had done. V'hine asu otam ka'asher tziva Adonai, and they had done everything that God had asked of them. Vayivarech otam Moshe, and Moses blessed them. Now, to be fair, Moses was an elevated figure, but he was just an ordinary human for all intents and purposes. One prone to anger outbursts, one who had jealousies at given moments, one who worked himself too hard and didn't know always how to pass off work. He wasn't anything special, and yet at a given moment, when a great deal of work had been done, likely months or weeks for the people to get what they needed to do, he saw their beautiful accomplishment, and he gave both their work and themselves a blessing. The rabbis actually pick up on this, and they say, it's interesting that the text tells us he gave a blessing, but it doesn't tell us what he said. So they imagine, and they put in his head, that it was something like this. May the divine presence of God, the Shekhinah, always rest on your hands, the way that it has to make this beautiful Mishkan for us all. For me, I look at this as a perfect model, because it tells us that we are to be exactly as what God does. We see that theme a great deal in our work, and in this case, we actually see it mirrored almost word for word. You may recall that at the beginning of the Torah, when God is finishing the work of creation of the world himself, we hear almost exactly the same words. Vayar Elohim et kol asher asa. And God looked and saw all that he had done, or she had done. And God saw that it was good, and God then blesses the work of God's own hand with the seventh day. We see what is good, we acknowledge it, and we offer it a blessing, that it be something special. Next week, I'm actually on my way to a wonderful conference in Philadelphia for a few days. It's a conference called the Positive Judaism Conference. The idea of it is, well, they'll tell you that the idea is to try to find the intersection between Judaism and the positive psychology movement. I kind of jokingly refer to it as the anti-Woody Allen quote conference, because Woody Allen is famous for saying that for the Jewish definition of swimming is not drowning. Now, I say this because we find the humor in the matter, but the analogy holds quite well, which is to say that I don't know anyone who has ever invited me to come to their pool and not drown with them. And for that matter, it doesn't even sound all that inviting to do so. Who wants to come and not drown with me at the beach today? But rather, positive Judaism looks to emphasize, what is it about Judaism that makes the pool feel inviting? What is it that makes the pool feel warm and comfortable? Not to always look at the hardships, but rather to look at what is it that helps Judaism make our life a better place. What is it that day to day, week to week, and year to year makes being Jewish something that we want to do, that we're proud of, and that actually enhances who we are and what we do? Because it's got to be more than just food and Jewish guilt. I submit to you that ultimately we have some of the greatest tools already at our fingertips in the ability to offer and give blessings, to do what God did at the beginning and to carry on the tradition accordingly. In our old Sederim, unfortunately not in our new red ones, in the back of the book, there is a list of dozens of blessings that one can say over the most seemingly mundane occasions. There are blessings for smelling fragrant smells. We know we do those every week at Havdalah. There are blessings for seeing really important people. There are blessings for seeing a rainbow in the sky. There are blessings for hearing good news and hearing bad news. There are even blessings for bumping into a scholar. Why is it that we have so many different blessings? I would submit to you that part of the reason is we wanted to help cultivate what we call colloquially in English an attitude of gratitude. And now that we know that that was something our tradition tried to do, we actually have scientific evidence to back up the fact that doing that actually makes for a better life. There are now several scientific studies that show that people who have regularly approached their life with an attitude of gratitude get sick less, live longer, and are generally healthier. Maybe it's the fact that we are just not worried about what we don't have as much, but rather focused on the blessings and beautiful things that we do have, giving us the ability to enjoy that old adage, who is truly rich? The one who knows and enjoys whatever he or she has. But I would go a step further. I would say that gratitude only helps us part way. The true gift is if we see ourselves as being able to give blessings. If you've been a parent, you've had the opportunity to do this at least on a weekly basis. Traditionally on Friday nights, we bless our children by putting our hands upon their heads and asking that they be like Ephraim and Manasseh if they are boys, because Ephraim and Manasseh, among other things, were the only boys not to fight in the Torah. And we ask our girls to be like Sarah, Rebecca, Rivka, and Leah. Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. The four mothers who we hold up as the paragons of virtue. But we have the ability to bless so many other things. Whenever we have hopes or dreams for a child, for a friend, for a loved one, what would it mean to say, I bless you with heart, I bless you with courage, I bless you with the traits I hope you most embody, I bless you with all the things that I hope you might one day come to be. How much closer might our children be to recognizing that that's what they want to become if we're able to verbalize what it is that we want for them? So here's my challenge to you. Between this Shabbat and next, you don't need to go blessing crazy, but I do think that we can add a little bit. Find one thing between this Friday and next that stops and catches your attention, that makes you appreciate the beauty of the world. It can be something big and grand, or it can be something small, just like a passing butterfly or a given flower, or the clouds and the beautiful sky you can see in Los Angeles after a rain. And in addition to that, find one person, probably someone close to you, because it's going to feel awkward the first time you try, to whom you can offer a blessing yourself. A blessing for how they've been in your life, a blessing for how they could be in your life, and a blessing for what you wish for them. Think of what our lives would be like if rather than trying to figure out who was more right, we could figure out who was more blessed. My only hope to you, ladies and gentlemen, is that you find the opening and the opportunity to bring blessing into your life, to be blessed, and to share blessings with others. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be everyone's will. One of the blessings we seek always is the blessings of healing. We certainly seek them from God above, who sometimes seems to be the only one to whom we can rely on, but those blessings apply to us too. When on Saturday mornings we sing Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach, we ask not only that God present healing, but that we do what we can to be a source of blessing and to bless the ones before us. If there's someone in your mind who you're thinking of who needs that healing, bring them into your heart at this moment. Bring your prayers to your lips, but also think about what you can do to help their healing here on this earth. Could you call? Could you visit? Could you bring a meal? Could you bring a flower? Could you do something to help raise spirits? Whatever it is, the team that we and God do, we can bring that healing into this world. And so we start by trying to focus our words of blessing on page 41 with the singing of Rifa'enu Adonai. Heal us, O God.
Rifa'enu Adonai v'nei Rapha. God, only you can bring true healing, and so we pray. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei Cholei Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Shekhinah, restores our loved ones, heal our people speedily in our day. V'nomar Amen. Rifa'enu Adonai v'nei Rapha. God, only you can bring true healing, and so we pray. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei Cholei Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Shekhinah, restores our loved ones, heal our people speedily in our day. And let us say, Amen.
We hold after healing a sweetness. The commandment to bless this wine is a commandment to drink as deeply as we drink from this cup. It's a commandment to bless life and to love deeply. A commandment to love with Shabbat and remember with Shabbat heart, act with Shabbat hands, to see the world with Shabbat eyes. It's a commandment to laugh until we're all laughter, sing until we are all song, dance until we are all dance, to love until we are all love. That is the wine we drink that God has commanded us to bless and drink. So we rise to say that blessing of Kiddush, page 42.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemase bereshit ki hu yom techila lemigrae kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha Be'ahava uveratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat
life, into sweetness and health. We continue with the conclusion of our service as we turn to Aleinu, page 45.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושם יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים, ואלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשב אותה אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. You may be seated. As we come to the end of any service, especially one that has been as beautiful as this one, we are reminded sometimes of those who are not present with us because their spirit is now living amidst the heavens. And in particular this week, we remember here at Temple Aliyah the yardsites of Bruce Saltzman, Sally Hursk, Oscar Alpert, Harris Craneman, Gene Jacobs, Isaac Silberberg, Louis Levy, Jack Licht, Stanley Schwartzberg, King Levin, Marion Snitkoff, David Titus, Meyer Zuckerman, Leah Friend, Phyllis Hurwitz, Manuel Smolin, Barry Gilman, and Sadie Stackel. If those names are one for whom you are observing tonight, or if you are observing a shloshim, a shiva, or the yahrzeit of a loved one, please feel free to stand at this time, or if it is your custom for Kaddish, please feel free to rise at this time. The Kaddish Yatom can be found page 47. If you're standing alone, you may notice here at Temple Aliyah that someone will come up and join alongside you. It's our understanding that no one should have to say Kaddish alone. And so we always come alongside to make sure that people realize that they are here and comforted by the presence of community. The Kaddish again, page 47. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah. Amen.
Ve'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei. B'chai echon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivorach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar, v'yit ale, v'yit halal, shmei d'kudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael
V'imru.
Amen.
May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us say, Amen. Mr. Jacobs.
Yes, sir.
I hear a rumor you have some announcements for us.
I have a whole page of announcements.
Oh my, we must have a lot going on.
There's always something going on. Shabbat Shalom. I'm supposed to read this. Wait, welcome to Temple Aliyah. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I feel better already. Tomorrow, please join
That would be
Rabbi
me.
Adam for BLT, Breakfast, Learning, and Torah. That's going to start at 9:15 in the morning, and it's followed by our Shabbat 2.0 service, which starts at 9:45 right here in this sanctuary. Be here. Don't miss it. Bring the kids for Shabbat Club starting at 10 o'clock, and hopefully you'll be there, and it'll keep you entertained until lunchtime, my friend. I'm going to be looking for you. Although next Shabbat is our family retreat, and I still hear a rumor there's one available cabin, please call the office Monday morning if you're interested. I would like to see you up at Camp Aliyah next weekend. Anyway, we also have something else fun going on next weekend. It's Rock and Roll Shabbat, and there is nothing more fun than listening to this man play Baruch Hu to Jimi Hendrix music. If you haven't tried it, I want to see you here. It's the most awesome thing I've ever experienced.
Excuse me while I bless this guy.
Baruch Hu is Adonai. Okay, say it with me, Mishloch Manot. Now that you've said it, you're obligated. We still have opportunities to send Mishloch Manot to anybody in this congregation. It's $10 a person. If you want to send it to the entire congregation, it's $360. I'm looking forward to getting some cookies. I want to see your name on my receipt. Thank you so much. Information is available in the Kol Shabbat that you were handed out as you walked in. Purim is about 2 weeks away. And on that same webpage, by the way, we're looking for volunteers. You can check with Men's Club. Wait, that's me. I'm looking for volunteers. We need a lot of volunteers. We only have 13 so far. So I'm looking forward to people signing up and volunteering to help make Purim a successful event for our temple. Please do so. Speaking of me, do you think I can pull off looking like Frank Sinatra? Darn it! I hate it when that happens. It must be the beard. We have the gala coming up. The Rat Pack is coming to Temple Aliyah. If you would like to come to the gala, please consider doing so. It would be a wonderful thing. We're honoring Hazan Mimi and Patty Samuels, who is currently our sisterhood president. Information on all Temple Aliyah events can be found on the Temple Aliyah website. That guy too, yes, I know. Thank you to all our ushers, that man right there, for helping to make this a warm and inviting service. And I want to remind everybody, please, to avoid using any electronics because we want to maintain the sanctity of our Shabbat observance while you're on the grounds of Temple Aliyah. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. You guys have been such beautiful singers all night long. Let's bring it to a close, page 49, with the singing of Adon Olam. Then you'll be able to join us for our Oneg in Lubin Hall afterwards, where we can get a little sweets. A little taste of the rock and roll for next week.
Adon Olam Hashem Allah B'terem kol yitzir nivra Le'ed nasa v'chefzo kol Azai melech shemo nikra Adon Olam Hashem Allah B'terem kol yitzir nivra Ba 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 ואחרי קהילות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם השם מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא והוא אחד ואין שני להמשיל לו לאווירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה אדון עולם השם מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצורכבי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנקוסי ביום אקרא אדון עולם השם מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא בידו הפקיד רוחי ועת ישן ועירה ועם רוחי גביעתי אדוני לי ולא אירא אדון עולם השם מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא
feel like someone should be duck walking. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please join us in Lubin Hall for an Oneg.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hey.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
And even that was pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. I'm glad you guys were able to come more often. Retirement suits him well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's not easy. Well, that's another story.
Exactly.
Hawaii, and then he's going to be in New Zealand.
Like when they got married, we all tolerate each other pretty well.
Yeah.
Jared's in Budapest.
I saw a picture from the Toledo. He's playing in one of the clubs there.
Really?
I love it. This exchange things like this.
I mean, when I really started in Canada, we didn't even have
Uruguay, Budapest, Argentina, Israel. You get nobody.
Yeah, I know. That's the hard part. My kid, the children that I work with keep staying the same age, and I keep getting older. It's not a good thing. Still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Want to sit for a little bit?
Okay. Yeah, just a second.
We're in slow motion. Do this again tomorrow. How you doing, dear?
I'm fine. That was so lovely to hear.
Hey, well, especially since you were there when we put that together. So
That was the inaugural year.
it was done. The thing that the inaugural year was the year before. It actually was sort of a thing where during the class of Pi, there was this impromptu thing that Efrat threw together that kind of happened at TRZ. And it was this really weird thing, no one knew quite what to do with it. So during the next year, they said, let's take that seed and figure out how to put it together. And the next year in 06, and it's still going this year.
I remember. She spoke to Charlotte, the woman who's now in Santa Clarita.
Oh, Nechama. Yes. That I will tell you that was my only regret in being is I couldn't speak. I never got to speak to any of the children. I had to be the MC every time. And there were people every year I wanted to be able to talk about it and couldn't. So that is life. So just once in a while you get to be the courier for other people's blessings instead of giving your own. So we still love it. How are you doing, Ron? How is Charlotte doing with all the craze now that everyone is talking about how the border is blowing up and there's so many people coming and whatnot? Good. I don't know how she sleeps. Like I say, she's now dead because it's exhausting.
She's still got her boot. She's still hanging out with the big Chanel boot, huh? Doing that blessing over the wine because I had like a really tall guy with it, like
Yeah. How's things at the gym? Yeah, I missed Wednesday and today. Wednesday because I was the thing is Wednesday I had breakfast at 7. Weather was soft today, but I had stuff going on all day. And it's like, I figured, okay, if I really move, I can fit it in here.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it ain't gonna happen.
It's not often a thing you can kind of fit in because you got to change to get
Yeah.
there. Shower with
So I was gonna go today,